Hello. Excuse me. How you guys doing tonight? Just gonna do like a short little stream. No, I haven't really been on lately. My son has been sick. Nothing serious, just like a little bug, but kind of like throws everything off. Uh, yeah, like the whole world just like comes to a stop when that happens. So yeah, I apologize. I haven't been around lately, but pretty good reason, I think. Just gonna be doing like a little drawing tonight. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it. I'm gonna be drawing Trunks from Dragon Ball Z, like pretty much from memory too. So that should be interesting. I mean, I just remembered he wore like this big coat and had a sword, and like kind of remember his hair, but I don't really remember specifics. So, but if I know enough about anything, then if I know enough about what I'm drawing, then I try to draw it from memory. And conveniently, it doesn't matter what he wears, because I'm going to be drawing him from like uh, the back, kind of. So won't be able to. I think he wore like some sort of like tank top or like low cut shirt or something like that, if I remember correctly. And one thing that I always remember about him is he had the like belt with a buckle for his sword, and I know I'm not drawing that. I'm going to draw like a rope, but sometimes I change stuff up just because I feel like it. I think if I remember correctly, his jacket was like not like full length. It was like kind of like cropped just above the waist, if I remember correctly. But I'm kind of going to do my own version of it anyway. It's fine to draw something exactly the same, but I put my own spin on things whenever possible. I'm probably going to do it a bit longer, just because I do what I want. Um, but yeah. I haven't really watched a ton of Dragon Ball Z. I like it quite a bit, but I haven't really watched a lot of it. I'm trying to make the perspective make sense on here. I'm not really worried about accuracy. I think it's when I draw fan art, it's more about but I think putting my own spin on things, kind of drawing things in my style, than it is making them like totally accurate. But yeah, just not gonna do super long tonight, because I know it is late. It's late for me. It's almost 11:30 already. So I'll probably do like a half hour of just like inking this guy a little bit and see how it goes. Won't be doing any coloring or anything else tonight. I may be streaming. I may try to stream some tomorrow. So And just be like a little bit tonight. Because I have been very tired staying up, having to wake up with my son and staying up late, and he spent the whole night in the hospital trying to get his fever down, but he's fine now, nothing to worry about. It was always kind of like hard to catch up on sleep after something like that. This pencil isn't anything special. It's a lead holder that holds 2mm lead, and I think it's HB. I honestly couldn't tell you. That just goes to show how unimportant a pencil really is to me. I just grab whatever and shove it in there. I don't know what I'm doing with his legs. Legs are getting weird there. I'm gonna make that longer. I don't know why. But yeah, just keeping it simple. I'm gonna draw his other hand over here. So he does in fact have another arm. I always find it weird when you don't give at least like some sort of indication of the other arm, even if it could potentially be totally hidden by the figure. I feel like you just at least have to hint to it. At least I do for my own sanity, just to remember that it's there. Not sure what's weird about the camera. Sorry if it's weird. It might be like kind of at an angle. Because the way I do the recording, I have to like kind of have the iPad tilted, so it's not like directly in my face. Like obviously it's off to my left side right here, and like I'm still kind of seated somewhat to the right. Like I'm not directly in front of it. Oh, that's weird. It's sideways, like landscape mode. That's really strange. It looks correct to me. Is anybody else having that issue? Huh. Oh, that's bizarre. I wonder if... Oh, that's really strange. I don't know what would cause that for some people and not for others. I feel like it wouldn't be on my end if it was happening only for some people. But I apologize if it is. It's totally not intentional. I know, I feel like it's been a long time since I streamed. I guess it has, but I also, like, just haven't been, like, I've been so tired and stuff, I just haven't been, like, drawing all that much. I always get, like, anxious if I'm not drawing regularly. So, I'm glad to be kind of back on the wagon, so to speak. Actually was planning on going to... We were planning on going to Disneyland this weekend, but obviously since my son got sick, we're not going to go. But it's actually good, because then I can get some stuff. It's you know, don't get to go to Disneyland, but it's good because I get to get some more work in this weekend, which I need to do to catch up. I was planning on having my next digital art book available by today, but obviously that didn't happen, so I'm going to try to get it done this weekend so it's ready. I've had people asking me about like physical copies of like my sketchbooks or whatever, like printed versions to buy, and it's something that I've considered, but like printing costs for something like that is like it's really expensive. to print stuff. It's like kind of an investment, and like I don't have like the funds to do that right now. It's something that I want to do, and I will do eventually. But I'm also kind of waiting and biding my time because I want it to be like a larger collection if I am going to print something of like my stuff over the years, maybe over like the last 2 years, and just do like the best stuff. So it'll happen eventually. I'd rather do that than print a bunch of smaller books and potentially like not sell as many, simply because like I have to be smart with my investments. You know, like money doesn't grow on trees, so like I know I could do like a Kickstarter or whatever for the publishing cost, but I kind of want to save that for when I actually have like comics to publish. So we'll see. It's definitely something that's going to happen in the future, because I'm kind of tentatively planning on, because another question I get a lot is like, you know, are you ever at conventions or anything like that? And the answer is no. But I am planning on it. I'm thinking maybe 2016 is going to be the year that I start tabling at some conventions. So yeah, it is stuff that I think about, and do plan on doing. Because you know, one thing that's important about tabling is actually having stuff to sell, and I don't really have a whole lot right now. So that's another thing I kind of have to plan. But I by that time I'll have at least like 2 short comics and a bunch of like hopefully some stickers, maybe T-shirts and other stuff. So yeah, it's all in due time. You know, if I just had more time to like get stuff done, that's what I need. I need more time. There aren't enough hours in the day, man. Just aren't enough hours in the day. Yeah, I hope you guys you had a good week. You're having a good weekend. Probably Saturday for a lot of people. I don't know where you're at. Yeah. Who doesn't love the weekend? I love weekends. Weekends are always just like chill. Good family time and get some work time in that's not late at night for once, which is always nice. I feel like I'm always working late at night. That's cool. I'm a night owl. I like being up late. I get to do my own thing with nobody else around. So that's cool. It's like my me time. Yeah, definitely. I'm definitely planning on getting myself out there quite a bit more next year. Lots of stuff planned. Because I've been doing really well on social media, and I have you guys to thank for that. All of my followers and supporters and stuff. You guys are all awesome. Like it still trips me out to think that I have like so many people that follow me that, you know, enjoy my stuff and see it and comment. Like it's just always just trips me out. And I hope to meet some of you guys in person. You know, like I think that's what I'm most excited about potentially doing conventions. Like not only getting my work out there, you know, on a different level, but being able to, you know, hopefully meet some of my fans in person, like face to face. I think that's a really cool idea. And I'm located in California, so probably going to be a lot of California conventions, you know, like WonderCon and stuff like that. Maybe Comic-Con if I can afford it. It's kind of expensive, but you never know. Never know. Anything can happen, right? So we'll see. But I've kind of been planning that, so. We'll see how it goes. I know I'm kind of rambling. Sorry guys, it's been a long week. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. If you get one of my comics and it's bent really bad, I'm happy to send you another one. Like they're print copies, so I don't like with my originals. I put pieces of cardboard in when I mail originals, so that they don't get bent. But with a comic, to keep for something you're buying for for somewhere between like $5 to $10, to keep shipping costs down, I just mail them in envelopes. I do put them in like Ziploc bags to protect them from getting wet, but something like that, I think is like it's okay if it gets bent a little bit. But if it's really bad, I'm happy to send you another one. But I am glad that you enjoyed it. Thank you. I'm trying to remember what the Capsule Corp logo looked like. I know there's a C involved. I feel like it's like two C's, I think. There's like a big one like on the outside and then a small one in the middle. Pretty sure I'm remembering that correctly. It doesn't matter, but like I pride myself in having a pretty good visual memory, so I hope I'm right. Things like that. I think so. Is there like a thing on the bottom? I'll say there is. Well, yeah, thanks for letting me know that it did get a little bent. I know that's something I figured would probably happen. I figure it's just kind of like bullshit, these letters here. I don't feel like actually spending the time to do that. Womp womp. Yeah, I had issues even when I was mailing originals with like too heavy pieces of cardboard. Like not like a single layer cardboard, but like the thick corrugated cardboard. Like sandwiching the artwork, and like somehow mailmen would still find a way to like bend it. And if you ever tried to like put two pieces of corrugated cardboard against one another and bend it, like it requires a fairly considerable amount of force. Like it's not something that can happen on accident. So it's like really upsetting when original artwork gets destroyed because the mailman like it just isn't patient or what it is. Like what it is, I don't know. Like I'm not trying to claim that all the mailmen are like terrible assholes that just like love destroying your mail, because I seriously doubt that's true. I'm sure in some circumstances they have a good reason for it, but it's just upsetting, especially when I'm like super nice about it and please do not bend. Like never mind, I'm gonna bend it. Pretty rude. But yeah, something small like that, it's replaceable. Like an original artwork isn't replaceable, So like I take much more care, and I charge more incidentally for shipping when I send original stuff. But like copies, even if it has like a quick little original drawing in it, like that's replaceable. So if it gets damaged, just let me know and I'm happy to replace it. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, I've heard some pretty terrible stories about post office happenings, stuff getting taken and stuff like that. And it's really, just it's crazy to me that happens. Like, from what I understand, it's like a federal offense to go through people's mail. The fact that the people that are supposed to be delivering it are doing that, it just like blows my mind. because for those of you who are watching on YouTube after the fact, somebody mentioned that they had somebody at the post office opened one of their orders and took stuff out of it. Stickers. It's just like crazy to me. Never had anything like that happen, but I've had my fair share of negative experiences. And then, you just gotta take those precautions sometimes. Especially when you're sending something, to protect the stuff you're sending. Take extra care. And if you are going to be sending original artwork, like a good one tip I can give you is like get the tracking, pay for the extra tracking. It usually only costs like $1 or so, but if there's tracking on it, I think it's less likely to get damaged because they know that if they get damaged, it can be traced back to the person who damaged it, and they get affected negatively because of that. So if you pay for the tracking, it's pretty cheap. You don't necessarily have to pay for the insurance, because the insurance can be really expensive, especially if you're sending an expensive item like an original piece of artwork that has a lot of value to it. It's good to protect your stuff. I think maybe I want to say 3 times. Like something I've sent original piece of artwork has been like badly bent or destroyed. Sucks. It's never a fun day. Anyways, enough about that depressing stuff. Let's talk about Trunk's butt, because that's what I'm drawing right now. I'm gonna have to talk about it. I was just trying to lighten the mood. He's got an inseam that goes right down the center of his butt. I guess. I don't know. His pants are quickly getting a lot of seams they don't need. So I'm just going to stop. Somebody asked if I've heard of Gabriel Ba's work. I don't think I have. But I'm also a very visual person, so I may have seen their work before and just not remember the name. Terrible with names. Great with other stuff. I was just talking with my wife about, saw like a preview that Cinderella movie, the remake or whatever that just came out, was like releasing. She's like, "Oh, I kind of want to see that." I'm like, "Nah, like I can't stand Cinderella." She's like, "Why? Why do you hate Cinderella?" I'm like, just the fact that like the dude spends the whole night with this girl, and then, can't, has a hard time remembering who she is and like identifying her afterwards. And like even if she was wearing makeup or wasn't wearing makeup, the people always make that argument that he wouldn't recognize her if she was in plain clothes or whatever. Like, he tries the shoe on so many different people. I think it'd be really easy to look at somebody and say, "Oh, well, you're definitely not her because you don't look like her at all." But instead he's like, "Well, does the shoe fit? You might be her. I mean, she was blonde, but you're a brunette." It's like, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, it's just, I can't stand it. Like, it's so dumb to me. Such a weird plot device that I just can't abide. But, I don't know, maybe I'm just being hard. I've been known to be difficult at times. So, there's Trunks. He's pretty much done. And I should actually wait to erase him a little bit more because the pen I just did is smearing a little bit. Jumping the gun a little bit. I'm just going to do I want to do something in the background just to give a little, something to it. Let's do some mountains or something. There's always crazy mountains in the background in Dragon Ball Z. like hills and stuff. I don't know. Always funny about Dragon Ball Z. They're like, alright, we're gonna fight, but let's go out somewhere else where we're not gonna like blow everything up. Gotta love that. There's something like practical about that. I think they do that in like Power Rangers too, where like they just suddenly like outside the city where they're gonna fight. I always thought that was really entertaining. I don't know if these look like hills at all. I'm trying not to like invade on the line work too much. While still like putting some information in the background so it's not just like a floating figure. I don't really have any plans for the weekend. Somebody asked me that. Just gonna be working. Hanging out at home. That's like my ideal weekend. Like I'm just such an introvert. Like my ideal weekend is just being at home. But I've always been that way. Never really considered myself like a people person. But I think that's okay. Being an introvert lends to my craft a little bit more. I embrace it. Yeah, so there's Trunks. That was a fun little drawing. That felt pretty good. I'm actually gonna look at. I had no idea what kind of pants he wore. I just remember they were like baggy pants. I'm actually gonna look up a picture of him now to see how close I got. Huh. I'm pretty close. Oh, I was right about the Capsule Corp logo. Oh, go me. I honestly wish I would have drawn his feet now. He's got really cool boots. Yeah, next time maybe. I'm not going to erase that now. I'm going to give it a chance to dry. I'm going to give the ink a chance to dry, but I'll post a cleaned up, erased up version on my social media accounts. So you can see it without all the gunk on it. And if I can find my thing, I'm going to take a chance to drop all my links for you guys if you're interested in looking at more of my stuff. The comic I was talking about, you can find that on my Gumroad there. Patreon, you can support me monthly and see exclusive stuff about my comic books. My YouTube channel, and if you do go to Gumroad and want to buy something, type this in for the purchase code. It'll get you $1 off. Just like that. Capitals doesn't matter. But yeah. I'll do a little like cool down drawing. Just a little doodle or something. Oops. I'm just like beating up the camera there. Oh, there's the mopey girl that I drew a little bit ago. I like using graphite with ink. That's fun to do. Kind of smudge it out with your finger a little bit. Been looking at a lot of. I mean, he's an artist that's always inspired me, but I've been looking at a lot of Katsuya Terada's stuff lately. He draws amazing stuff, and I might do something like semi-inspired by him. Probably just like a close-up of a face with like all sorts of like interesting mechanical parts, because he draws a lot of that stuff. Oh man, how many sketchbooks have I accumulated? Um, like, in my lifetime, I couldn't even, like, begin to say. Like, the last 2 years, I've filled a sketchbook up, like, every month, or every other month. Like a good, like, 60-page sketchbook. But I don't really keep them. I usually try to sell them, or find other homes for them, because you know like, I usually scan them, so I have copies of them, like, on my computer. But I don't know, like, I don't really have any sentimental value for them. So, like, keeping them doesn't do anything for me. Like, it's just gonna sit in a box or on a shelf, and I'm never gonna look at it. I'd rather it go to somebody who's gonna look through it and enjoy it, because I have no need for it after I fill it. Like, if I have the images and I want to make, like, an art book or something, then, like I said, I scan them and I have those images. I don't know what you mean by an exception. The only ones I have are, like, old ones that aren't worth selling, and they're in a box. And I hate this right now. I don't know why I'm drawing a face like that. I never draw heads like that. Any books that made the cut that I keep? That's what I assume you mean. Not really. Like I said, old ones. But honestly, even then, like, I don't really keep them. Like, I don't use them for anything. They just sit in boxes, collect dust. Like, I don't know. Like, I would say probably, like, once a year, or, like, every 6 months or something like that. Like, I'll look through my old files of my sketchbooks and just, like, kind of glance and see where I was at, but I don't really get anything out of it. Like, I don't like looking back. I like looking forward. And it's good to look back and say, oh, like, I was here and now I'm here. Like, I know that's the case. I know that I'm going to get better as long as I keep trying. And my style is going to develop. So I try not to get, like, I don't know, like, wistful about that kind of stuff. And just in general, I just kind of have that philosophy with my art. It's like, once I've done it, like, it's done. Like, I have no more use for it. So I'd rather it go to somebody who's going to treasure it more than I will. I just do girl in armor. Let's keep it close to home. Nothing wrong with that. If you do want to purchase my sketchbooks, all the digital versions are on Gumroad, that link I gave you. Physical ones, like, I don't sell them for cheap. Like, I put a lot of time and effort into them, and they're pretty big, 60 pages, and I usually sell them for about $350, depending on the size. For something that I was just drawing it, something this size that's 60 pages, and I draw front and back, So for, like, this whole book, I'm selling it for $350, and that's with the last 10 pages I save, so the person that purchases it can make requests. So they have basically 10 pages where they can ask me to draw whatever they want, like, no questions asked. Which with the people who have purchased it, they really enjoy that. It's like the high point of it for them. The one I have right now that I'm finishing has already been sold, but the next one I don't have a buyer for yet. So if you are interested, and potentially, like, calling dibs on the next one, then send me an email. Let me know. My email is in my profile. So email me, or you can message me on Twitter or anything, Instagram, anything like that too. That's also an acceptable way to contact me. Yeah, just let me know. Yeah, and like I said, the digital versions of those are... I'm actually going to use... The digital versions of those are up on Gumroad. I think there was only one that I sold that I didn't scan and put on Gumroad. Just because I was, like, lazy, to be honest. That was it. I just didn't, like, feel like doing all the work of scanning, which is, like, a super lame reason not to scan something and save it, but that's just a testament to how much, like, I'm not sentimental about my work. Yeah, and I'm always like, I know it's a good chunk of change, and so I'm always willing to, like, work with people for purchases like that. Same goes for my commissions too. Like, I'm always trying to, you know, give and get a good deal. It's important to me that the people who support me feel like they're getting something out of it. You know, not just because, like, I know, like, you know, money, like I was saying before, to come, like, full circle, money doesn't grow on trees. So when you guys support me on Patreon, like, you know, it's huge to me, because you guys are, you know, spending your money that you could spend on literally anything else, and, you know, helping me pursue my dream and produce stuff that I hope you guys, you know, enjoy. And it's, like, just such a, like, huge gesture to me that I do not take for granted. And I won't allow myself to, you know. So, as much as possible, I try to be flexible and, you know, just, you know, try to be thankful for what I've got. Because, like, I really wouldn't be able to do this without you guys. At least not to the extent that I am. So it does mean a lot to me. You know, even when you guys just tune in to come hang out and watch me draw and chat a little bit, like, that's also, you know, also a big deal to me. Every bit of support, no matter like what, like how big or small, is important to me. And one thing that I try to mention regularly, because, you know, I feel bad when, like, comments and stuff go unanswered on, like, Instagram and Twitter and stuff. And honestly, it's just a matter of time. Like, free time, essentially. Like, I don't always have time to respond to each and every comment and each and every person, but I will assure you that I do read everything. I read every single comment. I've never not read a comment. Because, you know, it's important. And you guys, you know, even when you just comment on something, like, you know, the fact that you're taking a moment of your time to, like, tell me something, even if it's that you know, you hate it, and that's cool. People told me, like, I don't like this. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But even the fact that, like, you take the time to tell me you don't like it is still, I read it. It's important to me. So I get a lot of enjoyment out of it too. Makes me feel warm and fuzzy inside when you guys say nice things about my work, and it makes me laugh when you don't like stuff, and it makes me laugh even more when like, people, like, question me. I think it's super funny. Like, it just makes me happy that I can elicit emotional responses from people, good, negative or positive, with my work. It's just, yeah, I live for that. Trying to keep it super casual here. Keep pen moving. Keep pen moving. Keep my lips flapping, talking about nonsense. Try as much as I can to keep talking. I know I don't play music, and it's solely because I put these videos up on YouTube, and if I'm playing music in the background, then it triggers all of their copyright issues, which I learned the hard way. So, but yeah. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just kind of making mechanical stuff up. Kind of drawn from instinct, muscle memory, I guess. Have I traveled much? No, actually, not really. I was never really able to. Now that I have a young child, it's not really practical. I mean, I've been to like Canada and Hawaii and a handful of continental states, but that's pretty much it. Like, I've never really been out of the U.S. Not for lack of want. Like I would love to travel, but it's really just a matter of means, resources, time. And it's really hard to travel with a young child too. As the years go by, I'm certainly going to travel more, because my wife is like she's just one of those people that has the travel bug. Like, she has to travel, and I've seen her over the last couple of years be really anxious, like, just because we haven't been able to travel much. So like I know that it's something she really wants to do. And we will, yeah. I know a lot of people like travel later in life. That's just when they're able to do it. And that's honestly probably what we're going to end up doing. I would really love to spend some time in Europe just drawing stuff. And I've also, like, if I retired someplace like that, I would actually learn to oil paint, because oil paint is not something that I do. It's not something that I'm good at. But it's honestly just because I haven't, like, just devoted any time to learning it. And I do want to learn it, but I want to like focus on it, So I feel like if I retire, I would want to go somewhere and just like learn to oil paint. Like, that would be fun. Yeah, I'd want to travel the world, if for nothing else, than just to draw interesting stuff. Yeah, I went to Canada when I was really young, for like a family vacation, and I really like didn't get any real experience out of it. I don't think. I want to go back and actually do what I want to do as an adult. Because I feel like when you travel as a kid with your family, like, it's a different experience than when you travel when you're older. Like, the things you're able to do are like totally different. And yeah, I really do love nature. Like, I grew up in Idaho, which, has a lot of, great natural areas and stuff like that. So there's certainly like a place in my heart for nature. Oh, I've been to Alaska. I really do love Alaska for the same reason. Kind of just like untouched natural areas. I'm totally one of those people that could like live in a cabin, like out in the woods by themselves, and be totally content. I'm not much of a history buff myself, but I totally get that, of like enjoying a place with a lot of history to it. I enjoy history, but I mean, yeah, I guess. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm kind of just like, actually really enjoying this drawing, so kind of just taking it a little bit farther than I normally would. Doing some shading and stuff. Yeah. Nice little cool down drawing in there. That felt pretty good. I brought that down a little low. Yeah, that's pretty much going to be the night for me. Hope you guys enjoyed this short little stream. And yeah, you know, again, like thanks for all your support. You know, just coming into the stream and hanging out. Like I feel the love. You guys are awesome. Continue to be awesome. And I'll probably be streaming some tomorrow or tomorrow night. I'll keep you posted kind of as it develops, because I have to play it by ear a little bit, because there's a lot of people coming and going where I live, so got to try to find the times where people are going so I can have a relatively quiet environment to stream. So we'll see what happens. But thanks for stopping by tonight, and hopefully I'll see you around next time. Later.